Hello, guys. Welcome to African Mean Business. Like we always say, in Africa, it is high time we start talking about business, and it's high time we leave celebrities and talk about things that will push the show forward. And on me with this show is my colleague.
Yes,
Very
sir.
elaborate. Welcome
Yes,
on the
sir.
show.
Thank you very much.
And my name is Abe.
I'm King the Lightning Joe. Now, this show, is all about real conversation with real entrepreneurs, solving African real problems. Let's talk about things affecting us. We want to create a platform. We want to give visibility to people doing good things, in this country. Yesterday I saw a post on social media about a guy that developed something. I think about he said a gel without foil, something like that. We want to say we can bring this kind of people on this platform. Let's see how we can give them great visibility that will help them succeed in this country.
All right, welcome once again. And we're going to be having several guests on the show as well. It's not just going to be both of us talking. Of course, we'll be having some guests, that will also come and share insight about their business and how to grow their business. So it's going to be a win-win for everybody. You're going to be learning a whole lot. And if you're a business person, you can also have the opportunity to come on the show and also even raise funds.
That's it.
That's in the business.
That's it.
It's a business. It's a show that, trust me, is going to shoot Africa to where it's supposed to be in terms of business and MSME. So stay tuned as we roll.
Let's talk about our first topic, for today.
Okay, so today we're talking about why is it difficult for business to access funds, to access finance. So whichever means, businesses these days are finding it so difficult to access funds. And in business, every business needs cash flow. You need cash flow to succeed in business. You need cash flow to run your daily activities in your business. You need cash flow to run your adverts. Cash flow to run several things. But these days, business are not getting it, and it is making businesses die every day. They say out of in 5 businesses, about 4 or 3 of them died before they get to this first one year. So, Kenny, what do you have?
So I'm going to say something. 3 people are to be blamed. Number 1, the government.
Okay.
Number 2, our financial institution.
Okay.
Number 3, the entrepreneurs. Now, you see, we need equality leaders for some certain things to start working in these nations. You understand? Even the financial institution need the backing, need the support of the government. Now, recently, I was seeing a news or some government, a budget about, you see some government fixing lights for close to 300 million, 1,000 light for about 300 million. Now, you now discover that some money meant to grow the economy, they are using such money for something else. Today, I saw a news about Donald Trump signing a deal about $5 billion to grow their, economy. You understand? You see, so government have a role to play. You understand? By creating an enabling environment for financial institutions to do well, to strive. They need to release some funding, maybe at very minimal percentage.
Is there any fund for entrepreneurs, business, or funds for startups, people that have unique ideas? I don't even know if there's a
I
fund
think they have.
such in Nigeria.
For CBN, for example, both we've been to, for example, been to back of industry. They ask you to go and provide your money, your daddy, and sorry.
You see, the truth is, I'm not sure there is a fund for startups. When I say startups are different from entrepreneurs. Startups are businesses that have the tendency to grow so fast. Now, you get so
They need a foundation. They have to win some time.
and you wait, all those are still for businesses. So I'm talking about specifically for unique ideas for startups.
That's it. For you, when you have a unique idea, and you pass the process, they give it to you.
Okay, so when you also have an existing business, also so that idea also to use a fund for that from the government in Nigeria right now. I doubt we have such. And government should
I think there are some, maybe they are not that loud.
You see, the one that BOI told us when we went to BOI, went to make some inquiries and all that, and they share the website well.
That's it.
I'm not even sure that's particular fund is even viral. So many people know.
That is it.
Yeah, for those that know about it, we want to know how many of you have received the funds. I think it's about 5 million naira, 5 million for a year, on 5 million below. You can't access more than 5 million
5 million.
funds from the government. So if you have accessed that fund, please drop a comment in this wherever you're watching, whether YouTube, Facebook. Drop a comment if you have accessed that.
What about the process of getting 5 million? You must still provide a guarantor. True quality guarantor. So the question is that how many young people have quality guarantor that can stand for them?
That's another problem.
See, that's I said that, we need,
So the government has provided funds for businesses, but then
the process is to, you see, in a country like China, or in an advanced country, you understand? You see, there are some subsidies they've created for entrepreneurs that make them want to, they create good and maybe environment for them to succeed. Just imagine we have a mighty building where you don't have to worry about light, about data. They build a big office. If I just starting, just go there. Don't worry about internet. Don't worry about light. You understand? What should go for the next 1 or 2 years. After 2 years, we chase you out. That means you're not mature. Do you understand? You're now allowing new set of people. That means that if I don't have to worry, we are struggling to survive. You want to pay salary, you want to pay for NEPA, you want to pay for office, So the government has a major role to play in creating a noble environment. If you are going to give entrepreneur good funding, do ensure the process they are very accessible. Now, for banking too, the kind of interest, somebody with good ideas, you understand. Also for the government agency. I don't want to mention, I have a guy that went to one of the government agencies to secure a license.
Agencies will be aware.
For a project, somebody is struggling to survive. You're asking them to bring 20 million. Where would they see such money? Just imagine that as a government agency, the license. Just imagine, and I know that you have good idea that will impact the economy, that will impact the country. You understand? And I know that you don't have the much money. We can say, because you had this good idea, pay that million. Or don't worry, start your business. Over time, you cannot pay for the license. So the question is, if that should even see that 20 million, if that is even what it needed to even succeed. So, there are so many policies, that is not favorable to young entrepreneurs in this part of the world.
So the thing is, and the major problem I think is, you see, so many of our leaders there, some of our people in colleges, they are not business people. They are not entrepreneurs. That's it. Never run business in their entire life. And that is why they are finding it difficult to leave power, because they know that if they should leave power, they're going to not sing. They don't even understand how to start a business.
Like you just said, now, if none of them should leave office today, give them 5 years, they'll be poorer.
They will go back to zero. And that is why this guy could pay his children's school fees from beginning to the end. Once he leaves office, something is get access to that money. So we don't have leaders. Just imagine a guy becoming our president. He understand the pain of an entrepreneur, and he will set aside these funds for these guys, and he will make the process of accessing these funds very simple and linear. But right now, you want to go and access funds. Government funds, for Christ's sake, from BUI. They will tell you being this, being that. But there are people I've seen on social media. There are people that, ESP happened, I think, some 6 or 7 years ago, and I was part of the beneficiaries. Guess what? After my my approval of the funds, Baba, I went to BUI office. I even tired. I went there several times. Okay, you've approved this phone, Baba. You've given me my offer letter. Credit me, let me put this money in my business and shoot this business. I have employees that I'm paying. At least, if I'm not doing enough, I've taken 10 people out of unemployment. I've tried. And I still have about 30 people working indirectly for me. Do you understand? After receiving this offer letter of how much, I think then it was about, was it 3 million or so? This money didn't, in BOI, you first of all pay your 1% of the entire fund. I've learned this 1% every Q. So as a matter of fact, the government have even robbed me of my 1%. They should even refund me my 1% right now. So this funds didn't enter. And
you mean till now?
Till as we are speaking, till today's date.
We need to talk about corruption
you see, I saw on Facebook somebody else was also complaining of the same thing on this current scheme that is going on. The person that received offer letter, now crediting becomes a huge problem. And you see, a country will never grow if all this thing keeps happening. It will never grow.
You see, the day we stop collecting 1,000, 2,000 naira, Nigeria will change.
Kenny, I'm not supporting this fact about giving you 2,000. But do you know one of the tools that the government is using to fight against
It's poverty.
poverty?
Let's say they're giving 2,000 naira. And now you're giving 2,000.
Let me tell you something.
They give you 2,000 naira.
You can't compare me with somebody that have not seen 2,000 naira for 6 months. If put yourself in someone that have not seen 2,000 naira for 6 months, if I see that money, I go collect it.
What about refusing that 2,000 that you refusing? They kill me.
I don't know when I will collect that.
But even if you collect 2,000 naira, they will ensure you vote for them. And we know where we are.
I am not supporting that. But do you know the level of poverty in this country? Anytime I'm driving, sometimes I just load 20 naira cash in my car. I don't do anything with that cash other than giving people money outside. Because anytime I'm driving, for streets, boys, then police also. So they're not even stepping in now for say, where's your car papers? I'm suspecting anything. Baba, find something for us. And see, there's a level of poverty you will get to. If somebody offer you 5K for vote, you will collect it. You go collect it. I'm telling you. See, the poverty rate of this country is so intense that people don't have choice anymore. As much as I don't support that, because that's a major problem. The government has found that as a tool that they are using, and that is why they will make entrepreneurs.
No. That is why in a vast country they talk about economic development. But in this part of the world, do you know what they talk about? Every year, road. Go and check what the Matrix is doing. It's securing billion to build AI center, economic development,
The only development in Africa is road.
Road.
Any development in Africa is a basic. As in the basic. As a matter of fact, if a government should do road, you are not supposed to celebrate it. It is the norm.
People celebrate what's it called? Borrow now.
Commissioning borrow. So they are commissioning road. I saw them having a meeting to commission road. To commission road. Is that not a narrative for a government to do? It's the norm. So what's your business in government? What's your business in going there? What are you doing? See, we have this mentality in Africa that the basic has now become the luxury.
That's it.
The basic is now a luxury in Africa. And it is a big problem.
So we can't talk about growing the entrepreneur in this country without talking about leadership. Because one policy can destroy you. One policy, especially, for example, now, if you come out now, sometimes talk about the government, if they're not doing very well now, they will target you. They can close your business. But if you come like America sometimes, if your government is every day where you can talk, they not do that in this country.
I'm not going to talk about oppression. They are oppressing people. They are oppressing the masses. We are living in. That's what people are saying. We are not even living in democracy. What democracy are we living in? We are not. The government is empathy. And why would you arrest somebody that has an opinion? Everybody has a right to his opinion. Okay? So why would you be oppressing the masses? And it is very, very wrong.
Somebody said, I don't know how true it is. Somebody said in a country like China, sometimes the government will loan you money for 50 years.
Very possible.
Very, very possible. That is why you see their business, their institutionals, their business is lasting for a long time. See, if I become president in this country, I will mandated all ministries. You understand? For example, communication ministry or tech. I don't know, there's something like something like tech or something. I will say the ICT department, for example. I know we're going to talk about the issue with Facebook and the government. Recently, for example, Donald Trump said TikTok must leave USA, and TikTok they began to beg. Do you know the reason why? Because they have options. They have options. They have Facebook, they have Twitter, they have WhatsApp, they have options. But see, you do not tell Facebook to leave Nigeria today. There will go. Because, see, if you remove these social media handles that have made most of our young people millionaires, the government didn't create the jobs. This social media platform created jobs for young people. If they dare take that away, crime will increase in this country. If I became a president, I will mandated the ministers. I'm giving like 200 billion, the one they're using to do street lights for clothes. Give you that 200 billion, and I will say in the next 4 years, I need like minimum of 10 to 20 guys, strong guys. I will group them. Now, this is why I want them to group them into 10 like things. I know that it's not everyone that will blow. Do you understand? So, group them in 5, you understand? Give them like 5 billion to go and do something. In the next 4 years, we'll be competing with Facebook. We'll be competing with all this something. But there's no vision. We're not catering something for the masses. And then we will something. It's good to build road, though. It's good to do something. See, if people are poor, if they are hungry, they really want to spread the road.
Definitely.
So you need to give them, you need to empower them so they will be able to spread the road too.
Now, to complement what you just said, there is this road along Jacob Road towards like Osman aspect. That road, they done that road like, if I'm not mistaken, more than 4 times in a year. And they keep patching the road and all that. I was driving around and I was thinking, why is this road always getting spoiled?
It's a business.
Well, business. It's either the engineer that was charged to do the road is doing rubbish, and the person that has awarded the contract to him knows that this guy is doing rubbish, because in the next 4 months or 6 months they will come again to want to redo it, so they will assign money for that. That is one. That's one thought. Second thought, I was thinking it is also these young boys that don't have work, that they are always on the road here. And they are always doing that because they know that as you are driving, you have to slow down. And at the point when you slow down, they are at all those.
When you do all that, it is difficult to just spoil it like that. Sometimes, some of our government believe that if they do this road, what are they going to use to campaign for the next election? So they will do this road. Why don't you campaign with economic development? Why don't you campaign with prosperity, building more jobs? Why was red and light? Where I give you light, I give you road. You understand?
Government is campaigning with road and lights right now.
In this,
you don't have anything to offer. Now, government campaigning with road, campaigning with light, you don't have anything to offer. Trust me. I see, and I also blame we the citizen. Just as I was also discussing with my mechanic recently. Just the local governments, he always go to this meeting and election. The people competing for all these local governments are all these scouts guys. If you go to the meeting, you will find the educated guys there. This police school meeting, these parties and all that.
Will they give them the opportunity?
Just fine. Probably if we start attending these local meetings and all that, we'll start from, and they start putting elite people there. Imagine it was telling me
that it's not about elite. See, we need a change of mindset, honestly. There's a story, about there's this Barber Association of Nigeria that they are planning the conference. You understand? So they went to the slum to go and get one guy. He was looking like a mad guy. So they cleaned the guy, babbed the guy, and they took a picture, drew a billboard. On that of the conference, the guy was wearing suit. Wow! So they were showing 2 pictures when the guy was in slum and the other line when he was looking good. Do you understand? So the day of conference, wow, everything we're giving the guy the card. No, come and see how the contract for you. So one already gave this guy a card. First week he didn't call. Secondly, he didn't call. The man said, I didn't know what happened. They were trying to look for the guy. Guess what? The guys went back to the slum. You see, Nigeria, we need a change of mind from a lot of people. Our leaders, they believe that they need to embezzle billions for their generation to come. They don't believe in empowering people. No. That is why there isn't poverty, against us.
Where I was saying that if we start attending with the elites, not allowing the crowd, people that are on politics, most of them, they just
poor people for survival.
Do you understand? By the time we elite starts involving ourselves in parties, meetings, and all those, but it won't happen. Because where is the chance for somebody that is working 9 to 5 and all that? What time does it have? The Saturday that he needs to rest.
We need to create time now, honestly.
Exactly.
We need to create. We need to be involved now.
Exactly.
It may take time, but we need to be involved. See,
when we start getting involved,
it takes only one person to start a change. Honestly, if we truly want this change in this country, we need to start it. We've talked about leadership. Let's talk about financial institution. It is only in Nigeria that banks are richer than the entrepreneur.
Yes, now.
Why is this so?
Most of the bankers are scammers now. You don't know. Most of the banks, most of them are the thieves. You don't know. Okay, CBN allocate dollars to these banks for the normal citizens. See, Nigeria has a very big problem. Start addressing all this problem. CBN will allocate funds, dollars to you. You as a bank CEO will come to your bank and you tell us there is no dollar. So where did the dollar go to? These guys are getting this dollar and selling it to all this BDC. Bank will give you at the normal rate, right? At the normal, really 1,400 and something. We'll go and sell it to BDC for 1,600 and all that. And now if you go to black market, you always go and buy dollar. You buy dollar for 1.7. All of that. So they thought, and there's this website all that they thought that's the problem of what we are having. Guy and all that. That's not the problem. So these are what all these bankers are doing. At the end of the day, you want to now access funds from this bank.
The interest is crazy.
I was surprised when someone told me that one bank was charging 6% per month. I'll be 7%. It is too much.
It's too much, yeah.
That is 7 times 12. How is it this?
Yeah.
That is about.
I don't want to mention the name of the bank. I've experienced that too.
That is over
7 per month.
That is over almost 80% annually. Close to 100%. That is criminal. That is criminal.
You see,
it is too much.
You see the reason why most entrepreneurs succeed. Just imagine giving somebody a loan and give it like 6 months or 1 year to rest. After 6 months, then you cannot start paying back the loan.
He said something about China. He said China, I heard and I read it also. That they can just give the entrepreneur, once you're doing a number, to evade tax from you first. And they can even give you some funds like $100,000. These funds pay it back in
20 years.
20 years. And that is why you see so many Chinese coming to Africa and establishing greatly. Guess what? See what Temu is doing? Temu is doing free delivery from China.
As I'm talking to you now, I'm expecting some orders to do free delivery.
Wow.
Free delivery.
They might be making loss right now. But they are trying to capture the market.
Recently, the data showed that they are not the top downloaded website.
That's the strategy. So it's time now, they'll start charging for and they'll start operating normally and start making money. It can be operating at loss now. Now look at OP. OP started with bike. Now OP has gone into finance. As I speak to you, I can categorically tell you that the number of OP users now.
Even me too. Everybody is go to the market, go to major, In fact, they don't use OP for their businesses now.
Now imagine that is a Chinese business in Nigeria. Pushing out in this country on a daily basis and taking the forward proceeds back to China. Why will our naira not be depreciating on a daily basis? People are coming in here, making money from us and taking it back to their country. All we do is we go to their country and import finished goods. We give them our raw material, they convert that raw material into something not good. And we buy it times 3, times 5, including our oil, our crude oil. Is this go crazy? Can we just wake up in Africa and start doing? At my in-law, normally my in-law, his father's brother does this exportation of ginger and all that. Do you know the exportation of ginger that goes out in this culture on a daily basis? Do you know if we start processing this ginger, converting them into different things, we can sell them more expensive than when we are selling the raw ginger? Do you know that? But all this education is not there. People want to see. We have a long way to go in this country, and if we don't have good leaders that will lead this country and take us from this.
So we need regular rights. We need good.
Look
at internet facility. We need good instruments.
The dollar will get to 2,000, and from 2,000 to 2,500 to 10,000, and that is why you see everybody now is now switching to content
creation because of dollars.
Because of dollar, they want to now if you just earn $100, it's okay for you for 2 months. As a matter of $100 is about 170,000. So people don't earn. So people's salary starts.
You see, some of our content creators are not living big. We're some earn 10,000, 20,000. They're not buying cars, buying houses, man.
Most of them have houses.
Yeah,
Have
I don't
cars.
know. Some of those bought a car worth over 100 million because just imagine the day dollar comes down to about, you know,
500 naira.
$100. Nobody will do content
Nobody
creators
will do content again.
because you don't make money again.
And that if the government are scared that people are attacking them online on content, let them also be smart to make our naira appreciate. Like you said, by the time $1 becomes $1 or $1 nobody will come online.
Nobody will do content videos.
Nobody will do content. We criticize them. So that is just it. So the financial institution is another big problem. You know, now the only financial institution that we think SMEs or businesses should rely on, BOI, you know, that are even very nice. I mean, BOI was this, they give you like, is it 3 months or 6 months moratorium?
Yeah.
Then and you're paying like 5 or 6% per annum.
But you assess it, you bring the other property. So the question, if I have this property, will I look? I can go and sell it myself now. You know, so the process is too much. So it should, we need to talk about this. You know, I was doing research about countries. Do you notice that in America they have about 1,000 unicorn?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
And they have about 250 million people, right? Africa,
300 million.
Okay, more than 300 million.
300 million.
African, we have 1.3 billion people. We have less than 10 unicorns. Abi, 1.3, and out of that less than 10, Nigeria has about 4 out of it. You see, if we are talking about leaders, we need to talk about religion too in this country. You see, already we are not ready for some conversation. You know, that means that companies being $9 billion in all Africa, they are less than $1 billion. They are less than 10. How do you want to create jobs?
In the whole of Africa.
In the whole Africa. China is about 300 plus. Even UAE there, you know, they are about 11. So Africa, 1.3 billion. We have less than 10 unicorns. Something is wrong somewhere.
You see, if you take
something is wrong somewhere. Leadership, religion, business need to be dealt with in this part of the world.
You see, we have enough way to go in Africa, and it's just so painful that to be here of Africa. If you look at the leadership of Nigeria, it is still the same thing that is happening with other African countries.
Right. I saw Tanzania recently. They are fighting. You know, I don't know why our leaders they are fighting for. You know, you see our leader talking about 2027 election. You know, in this part of the world in Africa, I believe that somebody said a good time. You know, decide what the second time I do. There's what they used to say it. I mean, one good time decide, and that's what. No, you understand. Now we have to threaten people to win the second time.
Can you imagine? They are already campaigning for 2007. Yeah, 2027 by now.
You know, you see, in this part of this world, on Africa, you don't have to do good work. You understand? You just have to have enough money. You know, make people poor, give them 1,000 naira or run something and win election. You know, but I know we do travels. I don't know. I mean, do they see good things all over the world? I haven't heard about the actual bill recently when they came. He said he's stopping the HIV drug. So many things. I don't know. Maybe that will make us sit up.
If you take somebody from Africa, you take one person from US. So that one person in US is worth like 1,000 person in Africa. Means. That is what it means. One person, the value of one person in US is worth 1,500 person. 1,500 people in Africa or in Nigeria. So that's why you could easily see that in the US the buying power is way, way high.
Yeah, you know, you're right. In this part of the world, we said number is the good thing, but sometimes it's not. It's not all.
I posted something. I was telling somebody that I posted it on my status. I said, would you rather go to a market that has 100 million people and you could only make 1,000 sales, or you go to a market that just have 1,000 people where you could make 500 sales? So it's not about the number now, it's about the buying power.
As I say, poverty, you know, we need to deal with poverty.
Poverty is a tool in Africa.
It's affecting a buying power. Everybody you get that, okay, even the buying power for data is becoming low. People paying for cable TV is becoming low because people are thinking about how to eat first before they can do all that. Next, we are talking about recently, Iroko TV said he wasted about
$100 million.
$100 million. Do you know the reason why? There are so many free platforms. People don't believe in paying.
Yeah. So I don't know if this Iroko TV is going to be a discussion for another day. All of the things I would like to put about Iroko TV. It's not about the streaming. They said, I think I saw it. You guys said the streaming is not the right model for Nigeria or something like that. But people are streaming YouTube on a daily basis.
Free data.
It's true. Free data.
Very also with data.
Omoni Ogoli movie. I went to check. That movie had grossed over 30 million.
The woman release movie like every week, and all these movies I can see 1 million, 2 million.
Lots of views. So what are you telling me about data? People are streaming. See.
But let me tell you something. Do you know on YouTube there's the pay service? Do you subscribe to the pay service? It's free.
Yeah. No, it's free.
You don't watch with your data. But if they say you should pay for premium, YouTube premium, how many Nigerians paying for YouTube premium?
Okay, so this is it. The premium thing. Do you know the number of people that are subscribed to Netflix in Nigeria? Do you know, as a matter of fact, I am subscribed to Netflix, I am subscribed to Showmax, I am subscribed to Prime in my house. Now talk about the millions of people.
Because you are okay. What about the other Nigerians? Let's talk about that.
Yes, so the other Nigerians too. See, let me tell you something. You will pay for anything you need. Trust me, you are going to pay for anything you need. Now, Straw came out, Tyler Perry's new movie, and everybody was talking about it. Guess what? That's increased the views. Everybody was going to watch it. Straw, what happened? Some people were criticizing, some people were saying, some people cried. This. See, one thing Iroko TV failed to do is all about their content. I subscribe to Iroko TV. You go there and you just anybody can just come out and act rubbish. Iroko TV will take it out. Their content was extremely so weird.
I mentioned 3 things why we are not growing in this country. I mentioned government. I mentioned financial institution. I also say we too. I wish we are coming to that. You understand? We cannot blame the government alone. You cannot blame financial. You see, some of us too. You see, we Nigerians. There was a time GT Bank. They also introduced loan without collateral. Then you can say, I remember then, because I was using GTBank very well, I was giving about close to 1 million a then. They understand. So many Nigerians subscribe to that. Guess what? They were struggling to get their money back. So many Nigerians think that is a free money. Do you know what? In less than 2 months, GTBank closed that opportunity. See, you can't blame the government alone. You can't blame a financial institution alone. This is the before we are greedy. Don't collect the money you don't want. And some people you give money today, they'll go and marry more wives. Some money meant for business, go and buy a car. So we will go to church and donate to church saying, this money is meant for businesses. So, there is a part to play on the people's part too. We are giving money for business. You understand? Why are you spending that money to marry a second wife? They will now move from 2-bedroom flat to 7-bedroom flat. You think it's right. So you will not blame the financial institution. You see, that would have been a game changer in Nigeria. I remember so many banks to subscribe to it too, whereby you can collect mail without collateral. That's what, and the interest was massively low. Now, the loan we don't have now, all those shank something, the kind of interest.
You see, those loan sharks are doing those kind of interest. As much as I'm not supporting it, because they know that for every 10 room they are giving out, 5 with
so they want to
interest sooner than they expect, because if I get over for this loss probably. And there's so many people are on those sharks too. So many. As a matter of fact, people are even collecting loan from good loan sharks, playing bets. Collecting loan.
See, that's I say you need to deal with poverty. And Abe, see, honestly, Abe, just imagine our banks sustain that opportunity. Many of us will be struggling for finances today. Because we have loan without collateral. And the interest. I remember when I got money from GT.
The intro was so affordable. So what they could have done then is they should have evaluated people that apply for the loan. What's your credit score? So with your credit score, they will now apply and they will now approve your loan. So if they discover that okay, this guy has a good credit score, good, you give him. Also, know that does not even have any credit score, he will pause his own loan. So with that, you have so many people that will access. So many, so many businesses that needed this.
We are genuine.
They are genuine. They are ready to pay back. But now they can't access it because they cancelled it as a result of so many defaulters and all
That is it.
So
They're only giving the link to this.
area system very well. And that's why we were talking about Iroko TV. If you don't streamline your system very well, it will be an issue. Iroko TV was claiming that they lost $100 million. You know, one person can log in with, if I subscribe to Iroko TV, I can get like 20 people to use that same. You do your platform very well. On Netflix, you can't do that. The maximum is 2 or 3.
Yes.
So if you have that system in check, you mitigate so many losses.
You know, in front of how can we improve access to loan or funding, you know, to access to funding for entrepreneurs in this country?
So another access to funding that is existing. Anyway, the thing stopped, I think so 3 years back. It's a Lions Den.
Oh, okay.
Another source of funds for entrepreneurs is investment. Okay, investment, private investment, investment, and all that. But then when you look at it again,
like the name is really doing a great job.
Yes,
you're giving people 5 young.
Exactly.
You know, but I wish we had like 20.
Do you understand? So we have the lives of the Lions Den, but if you even look at the Lions Den shoots,
they are no more too.
They are not doing it anymore. I mean, if you look at the maybe they try their own capacity. I won't compare them to Shark Tank. When you watch Shark Tank, you see the level of funds that businesses are raising from Shark Tank. Businesses are raising good funds, and those businesses are doing well. Some of them can see a business come on Shark Tank and it's raising $100,000. The business is
there's only worth about $1 million.
$1 Yeah. So if you look at it, the judges they have.
And they're very friendly. They're very nice.
They see you like
Unlike this part of the world, they look like when you see them, they are afraid. You when say and you start you little
judge who before you pay you explain what your business is about. The guys are full out. So looking at it, they don't really have the funds that's compared to Shark Tank. You know, a judge on Shark Tank can easily invest on 10 businesses that are requesting for $200,000. And what's $200,000 in Nigeria? It's over 300 million naira. So how many people those judges could afford to finance a business that is requesting for 100 million naira? So it's just still a problem with the buying power.
So our government needs to release funding, you know, and encourage the banks to reduce the interest for startup, right? Then also ensure that once you get this funding, you understand, for the next 6 months, don't worry about moratorium, you understand? Then maybe after 6 months, 1 year, you can start paying back. You know, you have this funding.
Like you said, governments need to look seriously into small businesses and let them grow. See, like I said, I have directly about 10 to 13 staff. Now, imagine me and 500 people employing 10 people. We've taken over 5.
We run the media company. Only mayor and minister we have. We have 2 staff, we have part-time too.
I prefer, you know, maybe these businesses don't see funds to run business.
So many businesses are struggling financially. I want to talk about infrastructure too. You understand? You see, you are struggling to even raise some fund. You know, there is no light. You have to pay for buy fare every day too.
About 50K.
I'm saying, you know, you need to. I don't know how much you spend on data. Not only that, you have to use like 4-3. You know, for you to, because one cannot serve you. You understand? So how can we work on all these things? We need to improve our infrastructure in this country.
Honestly.
Entrepreneurs, they are struggling so much in this part of the world. You know, and if we cannot create jobs, you see, many advanced nations, they depend on tax. You see, if you look at what President Tinubu wanted to do in this country, he wanted to build a tax economy. You understand? You want to import America's system into Nigeria. But you also need to address poor people poverty too.
You want to tax?
You want to tax the poor?
You can't tax the poor. Like,
You know, when there are jobs, people can easily pay tax.
that is it. So it is high time we get the government to sit down and create a fund. Can just create a fund directly for startups. Where startup can access some funds to create products that will compete with the US products. Imagine Africa or Nigeria developing their own Facebook.
That is it.
Developing an
That is it.
Facebook.
That is it.
Whereby
It's, I was hoping that when President Buhari had issue with the owner of Twitter, that would have been the best time to launch our own social media platform. That would have been the best time.
Do you understand? So see, it's a very, very big problem because one thing these governments, one thing you people don't know is these foreign products, this foreign platform, they can do us anyhow.
So,
Guess what now? Businesses are complaining bitterly on Facebook. People getting adverts. If you are running adverts,
they are not closing these people business accounts.
See, we are actually suffering from the hands of all these people because all this government, they don't know. And this is the source of people's livelihood. This is the source of their income. If it is not going well, there will be serious problem in the country. So the government needs to look into this and see how we can get funds to fund our own social media platform, our own Facebook, our own YouTube, our own Instagram, our own Twitter.
In country like China, they have extra media. They don't allow WhatsApp.
They have Facebook.
They have WeChat. They have same thing. What do we have?
They have their YouTube.
What do we have? We don't have.
Also, at that time, here the citizens of Africa start supporting products from Africa. So you don't want to say because it's a product from Africa, you don't want to use it. It is very, very.
I think in fashion industry, we're not trying now. We're not proud of our product now. Gradually, before we are proud of wearing other people. I brought something, but now, we need to do more. You see, when we wear our product, when we use our product, you understand. This will improve our naira. You understand? The pressure on naira will reduce. You understand?
The more we put in pressure on it,
that is it.
The more the naira is depreciating in value. All right, so it's going to be the end of this session, and we are also going to be.
So we need to make session. Okay, next session. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the last session on this show. Thank you.
All right. So also the next one. Now welcome back to the African Name Business. Now I would like to say this is the 100th bunch of business show.
That's true. Abi, so there's a trend now. So recently, a list was released about the richest men in Africa, and I was in Africa. So I was so worried that on the list we have the like of Dangote, we have other people from Africa too. On that list. All I'm seeing people in their 60s, and yet to see people in their 30s, even 40s, And I wrote an article about somebody said it is impossible, Why is it that our biggest achievements among our young people is car? Once you buy a car and you buy a house, you are up there. No, in fact, we are not competing with cars. Oh, this guy just bought 500 million cars. This guy just brought 1 billion, 1.2 cars. I'm here to see young people, buy into a share of a company that produce car and bring it into this country. Why is it difficult for young people? You see, why is it difficult for young people to start owning businesses? The owner of Facebook, he just 40 years old. Do you understand? So, when we do parties these days, we spend 1 billion something to impress people. See, I don't say you should not spend. Don't me wrong. You understand? But the issue is that how can we move from just competing with cars to start owning a company, that produce that cars? We need to discuss this.
So what I was saying, as regards this is if you look at the video's crew, right? The video has a whole lot of people following him and all that, and he's doing well in music, they are making money and all that. Has anybody in his crew ever discussed something like David, when can we open our own streaming platform?
Hmm.
Like, see what Jay-Z is doing with TLIG. Let's see that. What that. So as much as the artist might not want to think towards that, because the artist himself, it's the business is called showbiz. All of them, they are showing off. You don't show up, it looks like you are not in.
They're not doing well.
And I'm comparing it to the American standard. They also do the same thing in America.
But those guys, like you say, look at
Despite the fact that
they are creating businesses. They are owning something.
owning some good businesses
Mhm.
and that they own private jets and all that. So you see, the level of exposure and education in this country is way too low. That's, like I said, we have very, very low amount of people that are interested in doing business and running business that will outlive us.
And in this part of the world, we rather invest in clubs.
In clubs.
You know?
We don't have 20 million in Africa now.
or one power drugs. One power. Talking is the big Jesus. Infection drug. Jesus.
And why is he saying? Go and check the statistics. The most visited sites in Nigeria currently is X video sites, all these porn sites. Most visited sites. I think after Google, number 2 is X video site. So when you look at that statistics, what do you mean to say? You will say what the market was.
It's recently I approached a young guy doing very well one of the young guys doing very well on social media. And I said, I come up with the proposal. I say, now that everybody is talking about you, can we come together, launch our own social media platform? With you alone, millions of Nigeria, but the man that said, how much am I giving them? I said, God Almighty. I'm thinking about giving a platform. Yeah, he's about just give me money.
That platform just service Africa alone.
I don't understand. And honestly, I bet you, if this young guy should launch, a social media platform, because it's the revenue now, trust me, it will build up. You understand? People will subscribe to this.
And not add some unique features that are not
do you understand? But what they are thinking is, shall I give me money? Nobody is thinking of ownership. Nobody is thinking of.
You see the rate of poverty you're talking about. You see, when you are so poor, nothing is coming to your head. Other than sharp, there's no delayed gratification. You just want to get it now and eat it. You understand? It's the rate of poverty. So you see now, person don't chop, now they think of idea. If you have not eating, you can't even conceive and build something remarkable. But what do we have? Like you said, the manager, how much is our own share?
And guess what? The way this club, they don't do a celebrity. When you mess up, I have known so many celebrities in Nigeria, they can't go live now. Because they are punishing them. But if you have our own, just come in, Mr. Kenan, I can't do that. I don't respect you.
Yes.
Because we know it's for Nigeria something. And if they buy you are gone for life.
You know that there's
sorry, today, one of our popular social media blogging platform has been banned now. They brought their account, it was 6 million. They are starting from afresh.
Can you imagine? And such thing will never happen in America. Such thing will never happen. If it happens, they can easily go to their office. I'm not sure they have physical working office in Nigeria. Maybe just an office that does represent and all of that.
Then because they just think they sit down.
I have a guy that he had over 1.5 million naira on his advert account on Facebook. Called Barra. That guy lost that money. Do you understand? So there's no way you could recover something like that. So how can we start developing our
and the funniest thing is that when you talk about this, some people say it is how will you advise a rich people on how to spend their money? You understand? You see, I don't say you should not buy a car. Can we come together and start serving support?
Just imagine,
when are they going to own our own social media platform in this country? Are we just one?
Facebook investing in someone that beats the social media platform. All those billions they're using to buy car. I mean, what will it take for us to create something and launch it and get our own social platform? And do you know how much people spend on advert on Facebook?
That's it.
On a daily.
Yeah.
That is the income that is going out of this country.
And just imagine the having, and funny enough, this guy charges in dollars, rate of dollars. Just imagine we now create a platform, that can be in naira and it's affordable.
Very affordable. Right now, I was discussing with my friend today. He was telling me that, see, now, if you don't spend 300,000 on Facebook in a day for that, you won't get good results. That's not the guy. He said, if you don't, and that is truth. You don't spend, you can't do on Facebook now and say you want to start running out that 10,000 naira. You don't see any results. You won't get any tangible results. Yes, because it is now getting more difficult and more expensive. These guys don't care, and recently, I think the Nigerian government is laying a fine on Facebook.
That's it. So they need to collect the money back from the citizens.
Collect the money from us to pay that fine. It is strategic. It just takes them just 2 clicks. Too cold. Though it just impute it before you know your cost of advert has increased. You'll be paying times 2 of what you were paying before. And that is just currently happening. Businesses are suffering. At the end of the day, it is still we that are paying that fine that they've levied upon them.
That is it.
See how we are suffering in Africa now. The whole issue we have in Africa, it is the poor masses that is paying for it.
See, I'm still looking forward to the time we're going to have our own social media platform in this country. Honestly.
The problem we are facing in this continent, it is the masses that is paying for it. Honestly, because if you look at it, the increase in dollar, who is it affecting? It's affecting you and me. It's affecting every temple. You go out there, you want to buy anything, the price has increased.
Nigeria, want to buy. We too. There are some places in this country they still demand you pay in dollars. How are they doing such?
I think the government has.
Some people are still doing that. You have to pay in dollars. This is Nigeria.
The policy. Any Nigerian business, you are a business, you are registered under Nigerian Corporate Affairs Commission, and you're charging people in dollars. I think the government has put a policy to report such. EFCC will come for them. So except you are a US company marketing in Nigeria. Do you understand? Say you are a US company marketing in Nigeria. That is when you can now pay.
So we need our own streaming platform in this country. And we need to start supporting our own. There is a time in that KJ tried to launch a streaming platform. In less than 2 months.
You are ahead that they say they won't come wanted to buy that.
So we
repeat that time. And that platform was growing that time.
Was growing. So about this, that see, Nigeria, there are some things we're interested in if you can get it right.
That is it.
So if you can do it rightly, Nigeria will embrace it.
What even happened to that movie? LIS, I think how was LIS?
Something. So people are having issue, people pay, they are having issue with payment. That was when she should have, calling for more. It's like they don't blame some entrepreneurs. See, I know what you are doing. You understand? I know if I give you, let's 500 million, and you know what you do with your capacity. Sometimes some of the challenges you are having now, before I blame you, let me give you the money first. There are people that you give them money, they will misbehave, but they are still genuine entrepreneurs. You see, there are some things we are doing now. If you have, and also I discovered that we need to discuss this. Some of our IT guys, they lack capacity. Am I lying?
Very correct. Very right. Very right.
So more than that, they need to upgrade their skills because we are giving some guys. We really discovered that this guy lacked the capacity. Now we will not be forced to take a jail outside.
Are you giving the Indians?
So we also need to increase our capacity. When you should not on social media, you need to embrace research. We need to embrace education. We need to encourage guys to invest in IT. You understand? See, so one of the challenges is that I think you see there are some products that before you launch, ensure you do your own work very well. You see, first impression matter. So I think Linda KG, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to talk them on. You understand? Went into the market unprepared. So people are complaining, this is not working, this is not working. You see, in Nigeria, see, I don't say you should be perfect 100%. At least ensure that there should be less complaint.
And her platform then was a social media platform, right?
So yeah,
you pay to access it.
See, you can wait. It's like Netflix. It's like Netflix. So if I'm in a Nigeria government, that would have been apart from Morocco, that would have been the best all Nigeria something. Just imagine Nigeria government giving her like 20 billion
To expand.
and they give that a quality team to monitor it. By now we'll be challenging Netflix.
Woo!
See,
it's a big problem.
if this project was launched in China, that vision will not die.
It will die.
Because they are backed up with finances, with tech, something, and co.
Even with the government, encouraging the masses to subscribe to it.
So, you see, it is high time we start going into the government. So that, like you said, we need more element, and entrepreneur in government.
That is it.
So like me, I don't want Linda Ekita project to die. Why?
How would that project die? The first.
There was during last year, I was hearing about a guy who was trying to launch social media platform, SM Clinicon. The guy was running,
Where is platform today?
Today. If you go and ask the guy, people were talking about the guy, he said he's going to launch it very soon. If you go and ask the guy, finance. We've seen the young people trying to build a aeroplane. Recently, a guy said he come up with something that can reduce fuel consumption, something. In fact, he even snap with various governors and co. Today, the guy is still struggling. I saw yesterday a guy, he built something generated without fuel and co. You understand? I bet you it will end with congratulations, you are going somewhere. Do you understand? But if these guys should have opportunity to travel out of this country, they won't come back again.
That is another talent gone.
I was talking to one of our mentors. If you remember, he was talking about a guy that wants to do a car or something for it.
Yeah.
And we were told that the government will not support because they will not make personal money from it.
You see, you have a big problem.
So, Africa, you see, we may not reach our destination. Every small thing, let's pray. I do not pray with you.
Who are the people praying? Who? Are they praying?
How can you be 1.3 billion and they only have 9 unicorn?
Where did Mazuka? And
we have America is 300 years and they have over 1,000 unicorn.
Those blind man just leave this continent from now.
And this continent is blessed.
This place
is blessed. You see, if you look at in football, country like France, most of their players they're from Africa.
Can you imagine?
There's this young guy running like Yano Lama or something. You understand? They have their origin. He's playing for Spain. Their origin is from Africa. See, if they ban that no any African player, you should not play for white country. I bet you in less than 10 years, Africa you will World Cup. Why is it that you are here to win World Cup?
Can you imagine?
So many of those, if you look at Mbappe, he's from Africa. You understand? Shows that they're from Africa. None of these guys. So it's because we are. I'm sorry, sometimes this Western world they don't want Africa to be great. You don't want Africa to be great. We need to fight for ourselves. You see, I had a great burden for Africa. I wish God gave me all the resources.
Honestly.
There are so many talents wasting.
We are always exporting our raw materials, our cocoa, ginger,
crude raw. You understand?
We are just exporting our talent.
Our talents.
Not many doctors have them, so. Not many doctors. He video posted a video yesterday. Somebody from an accident scene. I rescued some accident victims. Took them to the hospital immediately. On getting to the hospital, no people to attend to these people. The nurse that came there was saying, "You don't have hand glove. You don't." See, somebody is dying inside the car. Man saying you don't have hand glove. They are saying you did this, you don't. What kind of nonsense is that? we have a lot of issues in this country that
From leadership,
taking.
in a greediness, and also, in this part of the world too, we are so greedy. You see, if Nigeria must be great, one of the things we need to deal with is greediness. Somebody will buy this thing for 1 kobo and sell it for 100 million. Look at property in the property industry. You understand? Now it's becoming too much.
Becoming rubbish.
Where people pay residue is not actually is not residue.
You will see POP for me. So no,
You understand?
all those things.
The giving,
You say it.
you understand? 800 million.
You see all these things. See, guys.
So let's just say that you see why most startups are struggling. For example, you are calling a small office 5 million. Even the guy go, if there's a 5 million. And probably your business require a very good location. And they're calling 5 million. If you now struggle to call 5 million, you now realize that you cannot even make the money for your space. Talk less of fuel and coal. We need a lot of change in this country. We need a lot of quality policy. There will be people, you see, enough of government giving our financial institution money to give to entrepreneurs. They are not giving us.
And they're not releasing the funds.
You understand? They are not giving fund. We have paid given and go and give them, some billionaires.
We just getting started. Truly, African main business.
Yes, sir.
You know, released.
So if you have idea, quality concept, you understand, call us on the line, streaming on the screen, send us a mail. Trust me, we are going to bring you on this show, talk about the idea. Let's say we can raise funding. And we also confident with the platform and websites, whereby we'll be raising
Crowdfunding. Yeah. So anyway, don't let us divulge the idea. You're going to be getting more once it launch. If you have a startup, you have a unique idea, you started a business and you've started gaining traction and gaining sales, you want to come on this show and get to elaborate your business and take it to the next level. Africa main business, we want to build platform that will go global. So you don't want to miss this show. Trust me.
So till see you next time.
Thank you.
My name is King TLIG Media, and
My name is Abi.
thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye.